I know I got to be careful with this project because the more people I interview that have done cool things, the more depressed I will get about my own life. So we'll start it off. You tell me where you're living and what you are doing professionally, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. Well, I'm in Sycamore again, even though I left a few times. And I'm currently a business broker for the state of Illinois.
Oh, wow.
And I work in the automotive industry. So we do like collision repairs, auto repair centers, quick lubes, and we buy and sell businesses for people. So I started working for my dad when I got back from Australia and like all my backpacking. And I'm waiting to take my real estate exam. But since like everybody, mom was getting like, they were like going to school during COVID. They're like, what could I do? Oh, I'll just get my real estate license. So now it's like 2 months backed up for taking an exam.
Oh my
So
God.
I was just waiting.
Dang.
And then I'll be a real estate broker, and then I can do businesses and real estate and sales.
Nice.
Yeah, it's weird.
Cool. Yeah.
It's whatever.
Yeah, that's dope. Tell me about, okay, that's one of the things I wanted to get to. You said you started doing this when you got back from Australia.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing that I knew as far as why I wanted to interview you is that you've traveled a ton over the past decade.
Yeah.
Tell me about your travels. What were you doing in Australia?
Hi, babe. Hi. Brittany Stiles just came down. We're roommates, as usual.
Love it.
You want to say hi to Eli?
Sure. Okay, this is funny because when I was talking to Grace and Anna about you, hey, they were like, one of them was like, yeah, you should interview Brittany Gingrich or Brittany Stiles, or probably just do it together because it'll all be the same.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I can do that.
We went all over. We did South America, Central America. I visited her in New Zealand. We did Fiji, Australia. Where else? Cambodia.
Did you say New Zealand?
Yes. She just woke up.
I just got up from a nap. I had a 7 a.m. clinical today, and I'm like drinking coffee now. So
I love it. What? Yeah. I mean, were you guys just like exploring the world? Was it like how did this come to be? This crazy traveling.
Well, she went before I did. So she did like the Philippines, Thailand, and then did a working holiday visa in New Zealand. And I went to visit her in New Zealand, and I was working at the courthouse at the time. And then I came home and I was like depressed for like 2 weeks. I was like, this is miserable. So then we saved up 10, 11 grand each and just no plans really. We just had like a starting point and just kept moving from there, buying flights, living in hostels.
Yeah, like everyone thinks.
Were you working when you were there, or you had saved up enough to not have to work and you were just hanging out?
Once we got to Australia, then we could get on a working holiday visa. But like the other places, you pretty much just had to like budget, which is so hard when you're like, yeah, I want to do that. Yeah, I want to do that. And you're getting on buses all the time and stuff like that. So.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks you need like so much money though. They're like, that's the first question. Like, how'd you afford to do it?
Yeah,
and
that's
like,
right. Yeah.
10 grand if you like work day in and day out to save. Like we did it and like, I like saved 10 grand in 5 months, or, you can do it easily. And then like hostel, like you're spending $5 a night in like Southeast Asia to sleep in a hostel. So like you can make it last. You're just not going and like vacationing in like the creme de la creme of hotels. So
like Britt woke up and her whole back was covered in something that was biting her throughout the night.
But that's like part of the fun.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I want to hear more about the travels. So did you guys do you like research this all ahead of time? Like, where are we going to stay? Are there or how did you do it?
Kind of like, it kind of just depends, because so half the time we would like run into people and then they would give us recommendations or something, or we just like travel to 2 different countries and then like suddenly be on the street and run into this group of people that we met that was like 2 countries ago. So everybody's just kind of like chatting about it, and they let you know like, oh, you should really go do this, you should really go do this. But obviously there's like you know, you look at blogs and stuff, but you don't want to do everything mainstream. But obviously there are things that are like worth it, and that's why they are.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think we picked Panama to start in, and then we just kind of decided we were going to work our way down South America. So we were just like pretty much giving ourselves maybe like 4 or 5 weeks per country, and then just doing whatever. I mean, sometimes it was like, oh, we'll stay here for like 3 or 4 weeks, and then it turned into like 2 months, depending. And yeah, you don't really have to have like a legit plan, because I feel like most of it's when it's just like sporadic and random, then you end up having like the best time ever.
Yeah. What was your favorite place that you've been to?
I think my favorite place would be Colombia.
Nice.
Which, like, when I told my parents I was going to Colombia, like their jaw was just like on the ground. They're like, "You're gonna die."
In a bad way? Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, no, like, because nowadays, you know, like the monetary status that they get from having backpackers is just like everybody's going there and their country is flourishing. I mean, pre-pandemic. But so they actually have like a whole separate like force for tourists in like the police industry, because it's like that it's strictly for tourists. So they do look out for you, because like obviously they don't want the bad side of Colombia making it so backpackers are like online, like don't go there, like scary. So but they have like anything from like deserts to volcanoes to the beaches and like palm tree valleys, and it's everything you could want is in Colombia. And like the Latino vibe is pretty good.
Yeah.
Everybody's just like dancing and loving everyone. It's awesome.
That's dope. How many did you guys speak any Spanish? Did you like try
yeah.
it? Yeah.
Well, apparently, like when I've had a few beers, I can really speak Spanish.
Like brings out your Chicano roots.
Yeah. Which like this guy, I remember one time I had hung out with him and we were in this group and everyone was having a great time. Wake up the next morning and he's talking to me in Spanish, but he was going really fast. And I'm like, I can't understand you right now.
Yeah.
And he told this guy, he's like, she was having like a fluent conversation with me last night. And now she...
Wow, who knew?
So I was like, was I? Wow, it's impressive.
Seriously. Did you guys have any like Brittany was saying, being covered in a mysterious bug? Do you have any like near death or like horrible, like I'm in another country, what am I gonna do? Not really.
I got a moto taxi burn on my calf, which was kind of scary because it's
you got ran over on your calf.
No, like it like was like on my calf, so it was just like laying on it, and then
what happened?
I don't really know. I think I got off I think I got off the bike wrong, and I didn't even notice it for a minute, and then Britt was like, "Oh my God," and like my skin was just like off my leg, which was miserable because it's so hot there, and like I couldn't get in a pool or get in water, because if you do, then it gets infected, and like there they will literally just like scrape it with like a razor blade to get the infection out, because you know it's not the same hospitals we have here. So I was like, okay, I really need to like just nurse this thing back to health. But I would say the scariest interaction I had was with an emu in Australia. And I was working on this farm, and there's 2 farmhouses, and I was going from one to the other, and I don't know, I was going to get eggs maybe from these chooks. And so I get on this 4-wheeler, and all of a sudden I look over and there's like an emu just like walking at me, and they have like pretty scary eyes. Like they just
and look tall, right?
Yeah, they're huge. Like their body is like this big, and then they're just like, so I'm like, I don't know what to do, because he was like in between me and the house. So I just like gassed it, and I'm like, I'll just make it to the other house and like, I don't know, get on like the 2-way and try and get a hold of someone on the farm and be like, this thing's like chasing me. It was like a road runner, like right next to me. And I was just like screaming my head off. Like my hat just like flew off and I lost it, and I just like kept going. And then after that, I carried around a golf club.
That's a good plan. That's amazing.
But it turned out that he actually just wanted to be my friend. So yeah, we were fine after that.
I want to hear more. What was your favorite band in high school?
Oh my God. So
and are there any that you still listen to that were your favorite bands in high school?
That I still listen to? So this is it. It's unpopular opinion. Till the day I die, Aerosmith.
Aerosmith? Wow. This is your dad's influence, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been obsessed with Aerosmith since I was a child. I touched Steven Tyler when I was like 10.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That was my present for my birthday.
Wow.
Nobody likes Aerosmith, dude.
I don't know if I never listened to them, but I also grew up, my dad had like Aerosmith greatest hits and we listened to it all the time in the car. So I have a soft spot for Aerosmith as well. I get it. Okay. Me and Danielle are always watching funny Steven Tyler videos, like him doing crazy shit at concerts, like humping fans. Well, like circular fans, not like people in the crowd, but he probably also does that.
When you said that, I thought of an actual fan, not like a human.
Okay, good. And then there's one where he did an interview with Oprah and they're like walking through the woods. Have you seen this?
No.
Oh my God, it's so funny. And there's like a clip of him just canoeing and he's just singing. It's just
his mouth is just like,
yeah, seriously.
I love
the treasure, that's for sure. Yeah.
He was like
dope, but yeah. No.
Wait, what was your favorite band in high school?
Probably Motion City Soundtrack. I mean, all that stuff. Fall Out Boy, I made fun of people for liking Fall Out Boy for about a year, and then I loved them for the rest of high school. But yeah, Paramore, all of it. I loved it all.
Oh, I love Paramore.
Paramore came to NIU, and I had something. I was out of town. I remember like everybody went except for me. I was so.
Who's that with? Because it was another good band.
Yeah, they were with someone else too. Yeah, I don't remember.
I was there, and I can't remember who it was. Sorry.
Let me feel better. Yeah. How would your classmates remember you? Like if we were having our high school reunion and I was walking around to people, be like, Brittany Gingrich, first thing that comes to your mind, what do you think people would say?
Probably extremely sarcastic, always late, or never in class.
Dang, there seems to be a theme here. I like it.
Yeah, I was a really good student looking back.
Did you skip a lot?
I just wasn't there a lot, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I just like called in and was like, yeah.
Oh, this is Brittany's dad. Is that what you did? Or
I don't even go for my mom. I just go straight for my dad.
Yeah, that would have made more sense. I tried.
Yeah, no, I did sometimes. And then, you know what? I was actually really close with all the office ladies.
Oh,
that helps. Sometimes I would just be like, yeah, I'm coming in a little bit later. And they'd be like, okay, Britt.
That Brittany, that girl, she's so silly. If she could, maybe we'll see her this week. Maybe we won't.
Yeah, they're like, maybe she'll graduate. We don't know.
That's funny. I tried to skip one time, and I got caught by Allie and Dola. Oh. We didn't even make it out of the parking lot. It was me, Kathleen, and I think Drew Hawkins. And it was health class. Did he
come up on his golf course or his golf cart?
No, he was just walking. It was health class with Graves, but he or she, maybe it was his wife, whoever was teaching at that time, was out. So we had a sub, and we were just going to like go to McDonald's, like perfectly, harmless. And I was like, oh yes, finally, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do something rebellious. We didn't even get to the gate where, where the football entrance is.
Yeah.
We were like 10 yards out the door, and Ian Dola was like, where are you guys going? And I was like, oh.
That's when you just kind of like keep going.
Hear him? Yeah, I don't know. Well, Kathleen should have taken over at that point because I'm sure she had more experience than I did, and she was not being a good enough leader. So that's on her.
All on her.
That's all.
She ruined your one time.
Yeah. As you know, my mom worked there. So then, of course, I'm sitting in ISS, and my mom walks by and then comes back. I'm like,
She probably did not expect to see you in there.
No, it sucked. But anyways, maybe that's my most embarrassing thing, trying to skip and failing. That might be my answer for that. Yeah. But just one personal or professional highlight of your life the past 10 years since you graduated?
Oh, well, I guess that would have been backpacking.
What?
I guess that would have been backpacking, but like professional highlight, I had a really good time working for Rick Amato, the state's attorney, because I was doing juvenile prosecution and forfeitures.
Oh, wow.
So that was fun. I got my paralegal and was just working in like a bunch of different law firms for a few years.
Nice.
I was working on the defense side for a while, doing like class action lawsuits, medical malpractice, divorce and family law. So that was fun. I mean, that made me feel pretty accomplished.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. What surprises you most about your life now compared to what you would have expected when you were in high school?
Yeah, I just realized I was like clueless in high school anyways. Like I wish that Americans had more influence to do a gap year, you know, and like go travel or something.
Yeah.
Because one, I could have saved myself like thousands and thousands of dollars in schooling.
Yep.
But I just think that, yeah, I think that what surprises me the most is that I've lived like 15 to 20 different lives. And I thought for some reason, you know, like I was like, yeah, I'll probably be married by 25 and have a house and all that stuff. But I'm not really in that game yet.
Yeah. But it sounds like, sounds like you've gotten to do a lot of cool things. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What's one thing you wish you could tell your high school self?
Oh.
You kind of spoke to it, like you said, taking the gap year, that kind of stuff. Trey kind of said something similar of like, it felt like there was a lot of pressure to like just go to college and like do the regular track, but
right. Yeah.
Not always the best option. But anyways, I'll let you answer. Sorry.
No, I think probably after the year 2020, I would say this like solid. I would say like don't get on social media, even though I do appreciate how it keeps everyone connected, and just get outside more. I feel like I wish I would have just like spent all my time outside. But I feel like in high school we were like on AIM and just like, what are you doing? Yeah. I'm putting my crush in my profile.
My top 10 friends, yeah.
I'm posting new pictures. And yeah, I think that was like one thing that looking back, I'm like, I wish I would have spent less time on social media and more time just like outside.
I love that.
Which I've been doing that now.
Yeah, you're catching up. You're making up for lost time.
All right, dude. Well, have a good night.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.